What's up, plant lovers? Devin is here, and I want to do a quick tour of this raised garden bed. It's in the southern facing direction of my Zone 6B garden here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. This is the very first garden that I created when I moved to this home 3 years ago. In fact, I have a video showing this garden bed from what it was to creating an entire new planting scheme, and I actually go through a bunch of different steps that I followed in order to create this bed at the very beginning. Now let's take a look at what is growing here in this garden. So first and foremost, you'll notice that I have a pretty restrained palette of plants. The main key plants here, of course, would be iris. So I'm a big fan of German bearded iris because they're a very drought tolerant plant, and this garden gets lots of sun drenched hot summer weather for months every single year. And I love putting lots of different colors because I think it's so fun. All of the flowers add such a beautiful flair. And you always want to make sure that you go and you sniff your German bearded iris because they just might have a wonderful fragrance. This one honestly smells like blackberries. So right now it's May 10th, and you can see that the iris are the very first components of this garden to really start flowering out. Now, a couple other things you'll notice that are the ground level plants. Now, because this is a raised bed and I'm often walking up here to look at all of my plants, it's really important that I have plants that I can see at eye level that are really beautiful and intricate. So one of the main plants I've done are lots of different kinds of sedum. You'll find all different sorts of winter hardy, drought tolerant sedum, like you can see here. You can also see some different ones growing right here, and they're all absolutely stunning. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about sedum, go check this video up right here, and you'll find a little bit more information about how I got these planted. Now, in between the sedum and the iris, I have this gorgeous, really ground-hugging Dianthus called Vivid Dianthus, and you can see why. These flowers are absolutely vivid and intense. And I love this kind of Dianthus because it is so low to the ground, and the flowers stay really nice and compact, super easy, low maintenance. After the flowers have finished, I simply just shear it back, and about a month later, it produces an entire new flush of flowers. And then right next to that, you'll find some little hens and chicks, which are another plant that should be observed nice and close, which is why I love planting them here in this raised garden. Now, while those plants are the main flowers of the middle spring garden, a couple of the summer bloomers will be my beautiful lavender. You can see I have them clumped here and over here, and a couple smaller varieties called the Big Time Blue here in the middle, which I planted last year, so they're still pretty small. I have this beautiful butterfly bush, which is a Buzz series butterfly bush. I actually have 3 different colors planted right here, red, white, and blue. You know, we're here in America, so we gotta be proud patriots, of course. And then in this kind of middle section, it's taken me a long time to figure out what to plant, and I finally just decided to plant some Achillea millefolium, or yarrow, which is going to have this sort of like fern-like foliage. Should be looking good here in the next few months. When I plant a lot of new plants, I will often just cut them back all the way and allow them to refresh, kind of focusing on their root growth initially. And then this big guy is a limelight hydrangea, which many of us are familiar with. You can see it has this really kind of lime chartreuse foliage, and then it will have beautiful, big, bold white flowers here in the summertime. And this should be kind of the mainstay of this garden bed once, you know, this has finally met its full-size growth, which can be quite large. Now behind it, you'll see I have this clematis niobe, which is a red-flowered clematis, and I planted this about 3 years ago, and it's finally just starting to take off. And the way that I've done it is I've actually put fish line in between these slats, and that's really important. You know, if you've ever had trouble growing clematis, the reason many of us fail is because we don't give them something thin enough to climb on. So using fish line is thin enough for those tiny little tendrils to climb up and continue to grow. So if you've never had success with clematis, maybe that's why. And the only thing that's remaining in this garden from the original home that was built 50 years ago is this rather ugly variegated holly, which my wife told me I should not remove because she liked it. And we'll see how many more years I allow this semi-eyesore to remain here. But it does kind of block this area, which is helpful. It can take quite a long time to establish plants like this, so we'll let it be for now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of my southern facing, sun loving hot garden here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. I'll catch you guys real soon. Ciao.